the audacious architect, crafting your reality with intention. Welcome to a transformative journey of self discovery and empowerment. Today, we have the extraordinary privilege of sharing insights from an illuminating conversation with Mubo Ojo, a visionary leader whose impact on making the world a better place is nothing short of revolutionary. Mubo's wisdom and experiences have the power to reshape lives, challenge our perceptions, and ignite a fire within us to create meaningful change. Imagine for a moment that you're standing before a blank canvas. The brushes are in your hand, the paints are at your disposal, and the possibilities are endless. This canvas represents your life, and you, my friends, are the artist. Isn't it both exhilarating and terrifying to realize that the masterpiece of your existence is yours to create? This powerful metaphor lies at the heart of Mubo Ojo's philosophy. She challenges us to recognize that we are the architects of our own reality, that the life we're living right now is a direct result of the choices we've made and the actions we've taken. It's a concept that's deceptively simple, yet profoundly transformative when fully embraced. Take a moment to let that sink in. You are the architect of your own reality. How often do we go through life on autopilot, reacting to circumstances, blaming others for our misfortunes, and feeling like victims of fate? But what if I told you that you have the power to create the future you desire, that you can be audacious and intentional about showing up fully in your purpose? This isn't some feel good new age nonsense. This is about taking control of your narrative, about recognizing your power to shape your destiny. And let me tell you, it's not always easy. In fact, it can be downright terrifying. Let's address the elephant in the room, the fear of rejection. It's the silent saboteur that holds so many of us back from pursuing our dreams and living our best lives. We're afraid of putting ourselves out there, of being vulnerable, of facing criticism or failure. But here's the kicker: rejection isn't the boogeyman we've made it out to be. In fact, it can be one of our greatest teachers. Mubo shared a powerful story about facing rejection early in her career. Picture this: a young, ambitious professional, brimming with potential, applying for a prestigious position at a top company. She prepared tirelessly, rehearsing responses, polishing her resume until it gleamed. The day of the interview arrived, and despite her best efforts, she didn't get the job. Now, at this point in the story, you might be expecting a tale of perseverance, of how she immediately bounced back and conquered the world. But that's not what happened. At first, she was devastated. She felt like a failure, like all her hard work had been for nothing. Sound familiar? But here's where the story takes a turn. Instead of letting that rejection define her, she chose to use it as fuel. She did something that many of us are too afraid to do. She asked for feedback. She identified areas where she could improve and set about honing her skills with renewed determination. That rejection, which initially felt like a crushing blow, became the catalyst for her growth. It pushed her to work harder, to think more creatively, and to pursue opportunities she might never have considered otherwise. And you know what? A few years later, she landed a position that was even better than the one she had initially been rejected for. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's great for her, but my rejections have really set me back. And I get it. Rejection hurts. It can make us question our worth, our abilities, our very place in the world. But what if we could reframe rejection not as a roadblock, but as a redirect? Life doesn't always give us what we want, but it often gives us what we need. Every rejection, every setback, every failure is an opportunity for growth if we choose to see it that way. It's not about being eternally optimistic or ignoring the pain of disappointment. It's about being resilient, about using those experiences to fuel our growth and propel us forward. But it's not just about reframing rejection. It's about being intentional in every aspect of our lives. Mubo emphasizes the importance of showing up fully in our purpose. Now, I know purpose can sound like a lofty, abstract concept, but let's break it down. What does it really mean to show up fully in your purpose? It means identifying what truly matters to you, what you're passionate about, and then pursuing it with everything you got. It means bringing your whole, authentic self to your work, your relationships, your life. It means refusing to play small or settle for less than you're capable of. Too often, we dim our own light. We hold back our ideas. We stifle our creativity. We silence our voices because we're afraid of what others might think. We settle for less than we're capable of because we don't believe we deserve success. But here's the truth: you are worthy of greatness. You have unique gifts and talents that the world needs. And when you show up fully, when you bring your whole self to your work and your relationships, amazing things can happen. Mubo shared another story that illustrates this point beautifully. She talked about a young woman she mentored who was struggling to find her place in the corporate world. This woman had incredible ideas and a sharp mind, but she was constantly second guessing herself and holding back in meetings. Now, I want you to picture this woman. Maybe she reminds you of yourself or someone you know. She's sitting in a meeting, a brilliant idea forming in her mind, but her throat constricts, her palms sweat, and she remains silent, watching as others voice less innovative ideas. How many great ideas have been lost to this fear? Mubo challenged her to speak up, to share her ideas, even if they weren't fully formed, to take risks and be bold. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. The young woman faced pushback and criticism. There were moments when she wanted to retreat back into her shell of self doubt, but she persevered. She kept showing up, kept speaking up, and over time, something remarkable happened. Her confidence grew. Her ideas started gaining traction. She began to make a real impact in her organization. And more importantly, she discovered a sense of fulfillment and purpose that had been missing before. The lesson here is clear. When we show up fully, when we're willing to be vulnerable and take risks, we open ourselves up to incredible opportunities for growth and success. But let's be real for a moment. This isn't always easy. We live in a world that often encourages conformity, that tells us to play it safe and follow the well-worn path. But Mubo challenges us to question the status quo, to be brave enough to step into the unconventional. Now, before you start picturing some sort of corporate rebellion, let me clarify. This doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind or being reckless. It means being thoughtful and intentional about the choices we make. It means asking ourselves tough questions. Am I living the life I truly want? Am I pursuing goals that align with my values and passions? Am I making excuses or am I taking action? Mubo shared a powerful exercise that can help us gain clarity on these questions. She suggests taking a few minutes each day to visualize your ideal future. And I'm not talking about some vague pie in the sky daydreaming. I mean, visualizing in vivid, specific detail. Close your eyes for a moment. Sal, picture your ideal day 5 years from now. What time do you wake up? What does your morning routine look like? What kind of work are you doing? Who are you surrounded by? How do you feel as you move through your day? What impact are you making? Now open your eyes. How did that feel? Did it energize you? Did it make you uncomfortable? Both reactions are valid and informative. This visualization isn't just a feel good exercise, it's a way of programming your subconscious mind to recognize opportunities that align with your vision. It's a way of staying focused on what truly matters to you, even when faced with distractions or setbacks. But here's the catch: visualization alone isn't enough. We need to couple it with action. Mubo emphasizes the importance of taking consistent, intentional steps towards our goals. This might mean acquiring new skills, building relationships, or stepping out of our comfort zones. She shared a personal anecdote about how she used this approach to transition from a successful corporate career to founding her own company. And let me tell you, it wasn't an overnight success story. She spent months visualizing her ideal future, researching her industry, and building her network. She took small steps each day, even when progress seemed slow. And eventually, those small steps added up to a giant leap. This brings us to another crucial point: the power of persistence. Success rarely happens overnight. It's the result of consistent effort, of showing up day after day, even when we don't feel like it. It's about embracing the journey, not just fixating on the destination. Mubo shared a metaphor that I found particularly powerful. She likened building a successful career or business to planting a garden. You don't plant a seed one day and expect to harvest a bountiful crop the next. It takes time, patience, and consistent care. You need to water your plants, protect them from pests, ensure they get enough sunlight. Some days you might not see any visible progress, but beneath the surface, roots are growing stronger, preparing to support the eventual bloom. In the same way, our efforts might not always yield immediate results, but if we stay committed to our vision, if we continue to nurture our skills and relationships, if we persist in the face of challenges, we're creating the conditions for future success. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that sounds great, but what about when life throws curveballs? What about when circumstances seem stacked against us? And that brings us to a critical point that Mubo emphasized, the importance of taking responsibility for our lives. It's easy to blame circumstances or other people when things don't go our way, but the truth is we are the creators of our own reality. Our choices, our actions, our reactions, these are the things that shape our lives. Mubo shared a powerful quote that encapsulates this idea. Life only gives you what you deserve. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds harsh, right? After all, don't bad things sometimes happen to good people? But when we dig deeper, we realize that this isn't about cosmic justice. It's about recognizing our power to shape our own destinies. If we're not satisfied with where we are in life, it's up to us to make changes. If we're not getting the results we want, we need to examine our approach and adjust our strategies. This isn't about blame, it's about empowerment. When we take full responsibility for our lives, we reclaim our power to create change. But taking responsibility isn't just about our individual lives. Mubo also emphasized the importance of using our success to uplift others. She shared inspiring stories about how she's used her platform to mentor young professionals, particularly women and people of color who are underrepresented in leadership roles. This speaks to a broader truth. Our success is not just about us. When we achieve our goals, when we step into our power, we create ripple effects that can transform entire communities. We become beacons of possibility, showing others what's possible when you dare to dream big and work hard. As we near the end of our time together, I want to circle back to the core message that Mubo shared. You are the creator of your world. So be audacious and intentional about showing up fully in your purpose. This isn't just a feel good platitude, it's a call to action. It's an invitation to step into your power, to embrace your unique gifts, and to create the life you truly desire. It's about recognizing that you have the ability to shape your reality, to overcome obstacles, and to achieve greatness. But remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about waking up each day with the intention to be a little better, to push a little harder, to dream a little bigger than you did the day before. It's about embracing challenges as opportunities for growth and viewing setbacks not as failures, but as valuable lessons. So I want to leave you with a challenge that might make you uncomfortable, that might push you out of your comfort zone. But isn't that where growth happens? I challenge you to spend the next week living as if you truly believed that you are the creator of your world. Wake up each morning and visualize your ideal future. Then take one small, concrete step towards that vision. It might be updating your resume, reaching out to a potential mentor, or simply spending an hour learning a new skill. But don't stop there. I want you to pay attention to the moments when you're tempted to play small, to hold back, to silence your voice. And in those moments, I want you to choose to show up fully. Share that idea in the meeting. Apply for that job you think is out of your league. Start that project you've been dreaming about. And when you face rejection or setbacks, because you will, I want you to resist the urge to retreat. Instead, ask for feedback. Learn from the experience. Use it as fuel to propel you forward. Remember, you are the author of your own story. You have the power to create a life of freedom, fulfillment, and purpose. So go out there and write a story that inspires not just you, but everyone around you. Your potential is limitless, and your future is yours to create. The blank canvas of your life is before you. The brushes are in your hand. What masterpiece will you create? The world is waiting to see. Now go out there and make it extraordinary.